The life of Agesilaus, king of Sparta, stands as a vivid example of how virtues such as honor, discipline, courage, loyalty, and frugality can shape not only an outstanding leader, but also an inspiring individual. Let's explore how these qualities manifested in his life and their potential relevance in today's world, full of challenges and changes. From a young age, Agesilaus distinguished himself with impeccable conduct and an unblemished reputation. Despite a physical disability and his position as a second son, fate dictated that he would be chosen as his half-brother's successor, a decision that, naturally, sparked considerable debate and disagreement. However, with the support of his mentor Lysander, Agesilaus successfully asserted his legitimate claim to the throne and earned the respect of both his citizens and allies. Honor, as a value, embodies honesty and integrity, qualities that enable us to act in accordance with our principles and dignity. It is crucial to be aware of one's values, resist external influences, respect one's rights and responsibilities, always keep one's word and fulfill one's duty. It's worth remembering that honor is not a display of pride or vanity, but rather humility and magnanimity, the ability to acknowledge one's mistakes and limitations, which in turn contributes to improved self-esteem and a strengthened reputation. Discipline was an integral part of Agesilaus' life, evident in both his personal conduct and military leadership. His Spartan upbringing forged his character, instilling endurance, obedience, and asceticism. Even after becoming king, he maintained a simple and austere lifestyle, resisting the temptations of luxury. He demanded unwavering adherence to Spartan norms, constant training, and profound respect for the laws from his soldiers. Discipline is more than just order and obedience. It is an essential prerequisite for successfully fulfilling one's duties and achieving set goals. It is vital to prioritize clearly, manage time and resources efficiently, overcome procrastination, and strictly adhere to established rules. Discipline should not be seen as blind submission, but rather as the ability to adapt to circumstances and collaborate effectively with others, fostering better understanding and harmony within society. Agesilaus demonstrated courage in both his personal life and on the battlefield, leading his troops. In battles, he repeatedly faced superior enemy forces, yet always confronted threats with unwavering determination. Neither his lameness nor his advanced age could deter him. True courage is the bravery to confront life's challenges and risks, the ability to believe in one's own strength, remain true to one's ideals, resist fear and doubt, and uphold and defend one's rights in the face of injustice. It is important to remember that courage is not recklessness, but rather prudence and responsibility. One must know when to act and when to yield to avoid unnecessary consequences and strengthen one's security and self-confidence. Loyalty was another key characteristic of Agesilaus. He was devoted to his followers and allies, fostering an atmosphere of trust and cooperation. He was always ready to share dangers and challenges with them, building strong and lasting bonds. In a military context, his loyalty was evident in his dedication to the common cause and his ability to inspire his troops. He consistently led from the front, sharing hardships and deprivations with his soldiers, and recognizing and rewarding their efforts. To cultivate loyalty within oneself, it is essential to support friends, family, and colleagues, be present during times of joy and hardship, serve as an example to others, express appreciation and gratitude, communicate openly and clearly, and naturally prioritize self-care. Agesilaus's frugality was evident in his moderation and judicious management of resources. He practiced asceticism, eschewing luxury and prioritizing efficiency. During his military campaigns, he adhered to the Spartan way of life, characterized by austerity and simplicity. In his personal life, he avoided extravagance and ostentatious displays of wealth. Frugality teaches us to distinguish between true needs and excessive desires, to consider the real value of our choices, and to resist societal pressures that often prompt us to acquire unnecessary possessions. Agesilaus's life offers valuable lessons on the importance of courage and frugality in pursuing a full and meaningful existence. His example inspires us to face challenges with determination, relying on our inner strength and principles. Agesilaus's virtues encourage us to cultivate a courageous and frugal mindset in our daily lives, contributing to the creation of stronger, more just, and sustainable communities. But what truly makes his story captivating? What other secrets does the life of this great Spartan king hold? And how can his principles help us solve contemporary problems? You will find the answers to these questions by reading until the end. However, Agesilaus's life path was not without thorns. He encountered complex phenomena such as internal strife, court intrigues, and societal transformations. How did he manage to remain true to his convictions and love for his homeland without compromising his aspirations? What valuable lessons can be drawn from his life experience and legacy? In this work, we will examine 5 key virtues inherent to Spartans: honor, discipline, courage, loyalty, and frugality, and how they were reflected in the destiny of Agesilaus, the ruler of Sparta, who left an indelible mark on the history of ancient Greece. From an early age, Agesilaus demonstrated impeccable conduct and an unblemished reputation. Although he was only the second son of King Archidamus and suffered from a congenital lameness, it was he who was destined to succeed his half-brother Agesilaus II, who had no legitimate heirs. This decision provoked indignation from another half-brother, Leotychidus, who claimed the throne as the elder son. Nevertheless, Agesilaus managed to secure the support of his friend and mentor, the renowned General Lysander, who helped him prove that Leotychidus was born out of wedlock, thus establishing Agesilaus himself as the rightful heir. In this way, Agesilaus ascended the throne of Sparta, earning deep respect and admiration among both his subjects and allies. The concept of honor lies in incorruptibility and principled conduct, which must be reflected in our actions, aligning with our convictions and sense of self-worth. To achieve this, it is crucial, first and foremost, to clearly understand one's values and virtues without succumbing to the influence of others' opinions or selfish interests. Only then can we remain true to ourselves and our principles, avoiding hypocrisy and falsehood. Equally important is to respect one's rights and duties as a citizen, family member, and friend, always keeping one's word and fulfilling one's obligations. It should be remembered that honor has nothing to do with pride or vanity. It implies modesty and magnanimity, the ability to acknowledge one's mistakes and shortcomings. Only then can we strengthen our self-esteem and earn a good reputation, free from the consequences of dishonorable actions. Agesilaus was a prime example of discipline in both his personal life and military affairs. He underwent rigorous Spartan training, which taught him resilience, obedience, and asceticism. Even after becoming king, he maintained a modest and strict lifestyle, resisting the temptations of luxury and wealth. He also demanded unwavering adherence to Spartan rules and norms, constant training, and respect for the laws and traditions of his city from his warriors. The essence of discipline lies in order and obedience, which are essential for successfully fulfilling one's duties and achieving set goals. Dedication to this principle allows us to avoid distractions and move towards our intended objectives. To do this, it is first and foremost necessary to clearly define one's priorities and manage one's time and resources wisely. Only then can we overcome the tendency to procrastinate, which distances us from our goals. It is also essential to strive for adherence to established rules and respect for authorities, provided they are fair and reasonable. It is important to remember that discipline does not mean blind submission or conformity. It implies the ability to adapt to circumstances and cooperate with others. In this way, we can improve our relationships with those around us and contribute to the harmonious development of society, avoiding manifestations of selfishness. Throughout his life, Agesilaus demonstrated exceptional courage, displaying it in both personal matters and military leadership. In numerous battles across Asia and Greece, he confronted enemies superior in numbers or resources, overcoming dangers and difficulties with unwavering resolve. Neither his lameness nor his advanced age could stop him, proving that bravery knows no physical or temporal limits. True courage lies in the boldness and fortitude necessary to face life's trials and risks. If you aspire to be like Agesilaus, you must believe in your own strength and remain true to your ideals, resisting the fear and doubt that seek to break us. Furthermore, courage manifests in respecting our rights as citizens, family members, and friends. Defending these values in the face of injustice and oppression is our moral duty. However, it's important to remember that courage has nothing to do with recklessness or impulsiveness. It implies prudence and responsibility. The ability to understand when to act and when to yield is a crucial condition for avoiding the consequences of cowardice and for strengthening one's safety and self-confidence. As a leader, Agesilaus demonstrated unwavering loyalty to his comrades and allies, fostering an atmosphere of trust and cooperation. His fidelity to those around him was evident in his readiness to overcome dangers and difficulties together, thereby strengthening robust bonds between him and his followers. In a military context, Agesilaus' loyalty was expressed through his commitment to the common cause and his ability to inspire his troops. He distinguished himself not only by leading from the front, sharing hardships and deprivations with his soldiers, but also by acknowledging and rewarding the efforts and faithfulness of his army. This approach fostered a sense of camaraderie and cohesion, elements essential for achieving success on the battlefield. To cultivate loyalty within oneself, one can learn from Agesilaus and apply his principles in daily life. Begin by offering unconditional support to your friends, family, and colleagues in all circumstances. Being present during moments of joy and hardship strengthens relationships. Furthermore, if you hold a leadership position, it is crucial to set an example for others by demonstrating a willingness to embrace challenges and work collaboratively. Expressing appreciation and gratitude also plays a vital role. The ability to value the contributions of those around us and publicly acknowledge their efforts and achievements fosters the building of strong and lasting relationships. Moreover, developing open and clear communication is essential. Transparency regarding one's intentions and expectations helps avoid misunderstandings and strengthens trust. Finally, self-care is crucial for being a reliable support for others. Loyalty to oneself forms the foundation for maintaining healthy and enduring relationships. Frugality, as a distinguishing trait of Agesilaus, manifested as a virtue embodying moderation and judicious resource management in various aspects of his life. Agesilaus exhibited an asceticism that contrasted with ostentatious luxury and extravagance. During his military campaigns, he adhered to the Spartan way of life, characterized by austerity and simplicity. He preferred to lead a modest life, eschewing unnecessary luxury and prioritizing the efficient use of available resources. This frugality not only reflected his personal values, but also contributed to the success of his military operations. On a personal level, Agesilaus' frugality extended to his daily lifestyle. Despite his military successes and high social standing, he preferred a modest way of life, avoiding wastefulness and ostentatious displays of wealth. The frugality taught by Agesilaus can also be applied in our modern lives. By adopting a more thoughtful approach to our economic decisions and lifestyle, we can develop the ability to distinguish between essential needs and superfluous desires. This process encourages us to reflect on the true value and relevance of our choices, distancing ourselves from social or commercial pressures that often push us to acquire goods or services that do not significantly contribute to our happiness or personal development. As we have seen, Agesilaus' life offers valuable lessons on the importance of courage and frugality in striving for a full and meaningful life. His example of bravery, demonstrated both on the battlefield and in daily affairs, urges us to meet challenges with determination, trusting in our own strength and principles. Collectively, Agesilaus' virtues represent a call to reflection and action, inviting us to cultivate a courageous and frugal mindset in our daily lives. By applying these lessons in practice, we not only honor Agesilaus' memory, but also contribute to building a stronger, more just, and sustainable society. Thus, we can aspire to be remembered not only for our actions, but also for the wisdom of our conscious decisions and the responsibility with which we manage the resources at our disposal.